Okay, welcome to the March 12th public hearing for the Board of Harbor Commissioners for Portland Harbor. Harbor Master, if you can please call the roll.
Commissioner Carter?
Here.
Commissioner Henshaw? Here. Commissioner Von Vogt? Here. Commissioner Wilson? Here. Commissioner Cummings? And he's absent.
Yeah, he texted me that he had a conflict. All right. Perfect. So first item of business is the approval of minutes from the public hearing on February 12th, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved. Second.
Second.
Good job on these minutes.
All in favor? Minutes are passed. And moving on to the first item of business, approval and vote to accept the FY 26-27 budget. And Treasurer, do you want to do a presentation on it? I know we talked about it.
We talked about it. I mean, I think it's a necessary budget. You want to speak to it, Paul?
Is it different than the overview I gave 2 weeks ago?
No, but
Yeah, I'm satisfied if the board is.
beyond that, I'm good with it. Trying to think if anybody was not there. John wasn't there.
I wasn't there for the workshop, but I did read the minutes.
I think it is what it is, and we move on with it.
I agree. So I guess priority wise, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
And then I'll go ahead and open it up for any public comments, for anyone that would like to talk on the budget. Seeing none, I'll go ahead and close public comment. Any commissioners discussion? Seeing none. All right, we'll go ahead and vote. All in favor of approval of the budget as presented?
Yeah,
Budget is passed.
I would just say I appreciate the work that went into it. So, I didn't have to say anything. It's all-
Perfect. And our next item of business is approval of a letter of support for the city of Portland for their main emergency vessel replacement project. Would you like to talk to the project?
Sure. We're looking to replace what is our Marine 2, the Cavallero. It's an older boat and it's sort of served its usefulness for us. The harbor has changed. Our needs have changed as a fire department. We are seeking support through congressionally directed spending through Senator Collins to help us purchase a new 38-foot aluminum twin hull boat. It'll have a much shallower draft, a retractable front bow, will allow for shore landings. That's really of significance for us in that we don't have currently a vessel that lets us get in tight. And a lot of the times where we need to be in to do rescues is in tight. That allows us to get away from putting people in the water and having to send people to shore if we can get to shore. It also makes extraction of people that are victims much faster and gets them to medical help much faster. The other real significant feature of the boat is that it would also have an integrated 250 or 2,500 gallon per minute fire pump on the boat. When Marine 1, our large boat, is out of the water, we don't have any other municipal boat that can provide that kind of fire protection beyond the tugs that Fournier has. We're without meaningful fire protection in the city. I know that Marine 1 is going to require a generator replacement very soon, which means being in dry dock and not being in the water, being able to provide that resource. So this vessel will provide us the other very important thing of having some redundancy of fire protection. If they're both in the water, that allows us multiple points of attack on a fire from the water side. If one of them is out of the water, we still have that level of fire protection. So this, we really think, is a necessary and important addition to the Portland Fire Department, and really is crucial for protecting the port and the waterfront here.
Perfect, thank you.
Just a Lyman Morse boat,
Excuse me?
Lyman Morse boat, or have you selected?
We are looking at Munson Boat Building in, out in Washington State. They build a number of these boats. The closest thing, actually, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, we were watching Survivor last night. One of the boats that brought people to the island was a boat very much like this, aluminum craft with high sides, a structure on it and a retractable front bow. The versatility that this boat offers is really crucial for continued success for many of our operations.
And you're requesting $1 million. What's the total cost?
It'll be roughly, it's about $1.3 million, the option that we were looking at. We found out today that they participate in sort of a bidding thing for government agencies that will produce a discount. They're gonna rerun our bid through that discount. That will allow us, we hope to not have to go through the process of sending it out for bid where we know that this is the craft that we want. It looks like it'll be around $1 million. The city has designated about $300,000 in the CIP budget for this, which will add to that as well. The other thing is that we've also been encouraged by representatives from Senator King's office to consider making an application through his office as well for this craft. So there appears at this point to be support from our politicians in regards to this.
If they can both support one of these, that makes it even better.
That's my understanding, yes.
That's a good price too. If you can get one for $1 million.
Yeah.
Perfect, yeah, thank you. Okay, do I have a motion on the letter?
So move.
Second.
You got it covered.
Yeah. I just thought you might wanna jump in on that one.
Perfect, okay, and then I'll go ahead and open it up for public comment on the letter of support for the Portland vessel.
I'm Susan Fox from Portland Pilots. I'm here on behalf of Calvin Club, who's at another meeting tonight. And just wanted to say that we enthusiastically support the commission's support for the fire department, as we've just recently seen the importance of fire coverage, and not only on the pier fire, but on the recent vessel that came in the Lake fire. In that case, we did use the 20 types were standing by the shipboard. Firefighting did take it, but as Chris said, the more coverage we have, the better. I also wanted to ask the commission in the same vein as we had reached out on the 27th to ask for a letter of support for a completely different funding project. The fire department is through Senator King and Senator Collins' office. Ours is through Congresswoman Pingree office. It doesn't compete for funds. It is a complete different program, and we had asked if we could get a letter of support from the commission as well, and we hadn't heard back, and so I decided to come in person and see if you would consider a letter for the Portland Pilots as well, and to just dovetail on Chris's saying, adding more firepower. Our firefighting power, our new build would include firefighting capabilities as well, just to help to support the city or any ships that may need it coming.
What's that total request for?
That request is the cost of the boat is 4.5 million. We're requesting 80% of that, so just around 50. And that is to replace the Spring Point vessel, which is at the end of her useful life. We also have a merit contract grant application for both boats, because as you know, we did not get selected last year with Congresswoman Pingree because they had revisited all the previous years, which the government had approved and then didn't fund. So we're trying to cover all bases. This commission knows very well the challenges of trying to build a new boat when the port, the economy of the port is enormous to the state of Maine and to both the city of Portland and South Portland, but it has diminished to the point where it's almost impossible. It is impossible for a pilotage group to fund construction of a new boat. we have enthusiastic support from a number of organizations, the Propeller Club, the New Wharf, Casco Bay Lines, the DOT. We just thought that because the commission is so keenly aware of the importance of the port economy, that a letter of support from the commission would be helpful as well.
Point of information, Mr. Chairman. Are we able to vote on a second letter of support in this meeting, or does it have to wait till our next?
We, again, keeping with it being in the vein, I do think that we could vote on that letter of support. I do think, again, I will acknowledge that, yes, we did receive the letter, and I mistakenly thought that they were going for the same funds, put the fireboat on here and over yours, knowing that they're different funds, have no issue supporting both of them. I do think that the letter from the pilots needs a decent amount of a revision, so I don't think we have a letter in front of us that we can necessarily vote on, but if the board wants to take a vote to support it, yes.
We only provided last year's a letter for your reference so that you wouldn't have to go through your files and say, what did we say last year? We understand it has to be rewritten. Absolutely. We're just trying to give you what you wrote last year as a template.
Yeah. So I think that we can vote on the letter for the fireboat that we have in front of us, and that should be fine. And then if we want to authorize either probably myself or the harbor master to sign a letter in support of the pilots, even though we don't have a letter directly in front of us that we can vote on
So-
tonight.
We could support the concept.
We can support the concept, say that we want to support it, and then we can work on that letter and get it.
And is that two motions or one motion?
It's a merit
Probably
grant
two-
and
two
some other
motions.
kind of grant.
Yes, we did apply for the Marriott
To-
grant for
to
last
keep it
year, and
clean,
they
yeah.
haven't made the decision yet, although they've released the next Marriott grant. So we are expecting they'll make their decision by the 13th on last year's before they officially release this year's, or they'll extend this year's while they're still deciding on last year's. So yes, to answer your question, we would appreciate a letter for both the Marriott and the Congresswoman Ingles.
And hers is a congressionally directed spending.
Hers is a different, the senators do the.
Yeah, They have something else.
Congresswoman does a community project fund.
Oh.
So they have different names.
Yeah.
Different, Congress and Senate have different funds and different names for their project. They are both essentially earmarks.
Okay. So circling back, believe that we need to resolve the motion in front of us for the letter for the fireboat first, and then, yes, we can entertain a motion for supporting the pilot's letter. So I'll go ahead and close public comment for the fireboat item. Any commissioners' comments or discussion on the fireboat letter? Perfect, okay. Then all in favor of supporting that? Great, that passes. And now we can entertain a motion for supporting a letter of support for the Portland pilots for their MARAD and
They call.
Community
But-
project funding
yeah.
request.
Yeah.
thank you. Yes, I was trying to pull up the letter to do that. So I would recommend that we authorize myself to sort of sign a letter,
Revised letter?
a revised letter on that behalf.
Or letters, it sounds.
Letters.
Letters.
Yeah.
Probably will be same general thing for two different.
Yep.
Bodies. Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. That way we don't have to remember who said what.
Yeah.
Perfect, okay, and I'll open it up for public comment. Perfect, go ahead and close public comment. Any commissioners' comments? No, okay, all in favor? Motion passes. And that concludes our new items of business for today. Harbor Master, do you have a report you would like to give?
I'll ask the deputy harbor master to give a brief update on the dredge operations.
We're almost done.
Brief
We
enough?
finally got, can you tell the relief? We finally got to the point where almost all of the little working piers in Portland are done. They think they completed IMT today. They got a lot of random stuff over there they didn't expect. We're just waiting on the surveys back from IMT. We've now shifted over to the South Portland side. So all we have left on the Portland side now is over at East End boat landing, where they're gonna take the barge in. That's all we have left this year on the Portland side at least. And then we've started at Southport and at the Portland Street Pier, which is the city of South Portland right now. That's where they're gonna spud down for this long weekend break because they've had the 3-day weekends as they are union and working around the clock. They've made great progress. We, as of today, just found out that we did get the extension to the end of this month, but there also was some push that we're gonna try to see if we can get an extension into next month because they're worried about weather windows to bring offshore disposal and have it be safe. So not the idea of doing any more than what was originally planned, but just to try to make sure that it's safe to bring stuff offshore.
Where's that material coming from?
It would be
Is it the boat ramp?
the boat ramp and saltwater grill are the two offshore disposal sites right now. So Southport and Portland Street Pier are supposed to be our capping sites. And we are making decent progress. And there was some snafus about some stuff that was moved after we had cleared areas, but that all seems to be more or less resolved at this point. Just a lot of moving parts, and there's a lot of people around the harbor that have done a lot to make this happen, and I think that that deserves a lot of recognition as well. But, yep. It's a lot, there's a lot of constant.
Thank you. Last week, staff attended, Harbor Master Association training, so we were out of office for most of last week. Tough books are in. We got the tough books. We're getting those set up now. We are still waiting on the equipment to install the tough books. So that there's a back order on the docking stations. But we got the important piece. We're having a full staff meeting on Sunday with all the seasonal deputies. There's some seasonal deputies that haven't even met yet, so that'll be good to get them in and get familiar with each other and outline expectations for this year. And then the only other thing is still chasing that marine debris around. It seems like every meeting I bring that up, but now that folks know we have a boat in the water year round, they're calling more frequently, so it's getting a lot of use this year already.
And you've taken delivery of the second?
We have taken delivery of it. Yep. It's over at Ocean Gateway, right next to the awning. It's all winterized. And so we will schedule a time, weather permitting, sometime in probably April to open her up and get Ripcraft down to do a sea trial with us. Right. That does bring up something I just want to put on the board's radar is South Portland Public Works was unhappy with the amount of boats that we're storing over there now that we have a huge fleet of them. So that's just something for the for the board to consider.
Bus garage, it doesn't exist anymore.
But they would like us to find a solution in future years.
Is there room at Ocean Gateway for?
Took some convincing for them to even.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who made that call on their behalf?
For Portland,
Yeah.
Phil DePiero and Tony Doucette kind of work their magic.
You have any other candidate sites like IMT or?
We haven't explored anything. So South Portland said, you know what, it's close enough to the end of the season this year. That's fine, but going forward, the board should consider another plan. That's all I have.
Perfect, okay. Any commissioners' comments? Perfect, seeing none, do I have a motion for adjournment?
So move.
Second.
All in favor? That's the end. Thank you, everybody.